Hi guys, and welcome back to WOT Blitz with Sandoor. And today I want to present to you my KV-1 review. The KV-1, which is 5, and it should be every new player's darling, because I think if you are a new player and you learn how to work the armor in this tank, you can really do well in it. And it's a really good tank to learn the game in, to learn side scraping, learn angling of your armor, basic techniques that you need in a lot of tanks, but you can really learn it in this tank. So I suggest you, if this is what you're looking for, or you just like to have a nice video on the KV-1, stay tuned. I'll be reviewing the armor to its competitors in Tier 5, and then I've got two very nice games for you lined up, of which the second one is a 4 versus 1 Kolobanov. Pretty good one, and I look forward to it. Let's dive right into it. So we'll start with the comparison with the other tanks in this tier, and then take it from there. So here we are at the Blitzstars tank compare step board, where I'm comparing the KV-1 to the Churchill one, the T1 heavy, the American and the English tanks. And yeah, Tier 5 is probably the first time that people start driving heavy tanks, so there's a lot of technique to be learned. You've probably seen the DW2 at Tier 4, but it's a good chance you've missed that one. And then you end up Tier 5 KV-1, and it's probably one of the noob-friendliest tanks, so great choice. But how do you drive the thing? Well, let's start by looking at the stats a little bit. The gun's got 200 alpha, which is great if you compare it to its tiers, about 25% higher than the other tanks. The DPM is on par with the T1 and a little bit higher with the Churchill one's top gun. However, I do think you have to play the Churchill one with the second gun with the higher DPM, but that's a different story. Penetration-wise, you get 120 millimeters on its AP, which is sufficient, and you can shoot an occasional cold round with 161 penetration, which is low, but I never felt that it's too less if you aim well. And the aiming, if we talk about that, that's the big trick for new players. I see a lot of players that don't let the gun aim because they're used to the smaller guns in the lights and mediums they've been driving, and they miss a lot of shots, or they have a lot of poorly aimed shots. So it's important for this gun that you let it aim until the reticle stops shrinking, and then fire if you want to be accurate. The dispersion is quite high, especially at range, but yeah, that's what you get in Tier 5, and the aim time is pretty long, so you need to be patient, let it aim before you shoot. That's very important. Gun depression wise, it's not that good, it's not that bad, it's pretty okay for heavy, I'd say. And if you look at the mobility, it's a bit underpowered compared to the T1. Power to weight ratio is not good, however it's quicker than the Churchill. So yeah, it's not bad, it's not good. You will see in the gameplay it is slow if you again used to lights and heavies, but it's pretty good for a heavy. It's playable, it's not a problem. So yeah, that's all there is to say, apart from the armor, which I think is very good, especially if you look at the turret armor and the whole armor compared to its peers here. It is very good. But let's have a look at the armor profile so you can see how the armor looks and how you can work it. So this is the armor inspector. And we're looking at the KV-1 from a KV-1. So as you can see, if you completely frontally, there's a big green piece. So the way to play this tank is to angle it. If you angle it like this, for instance, where your gun is more or less shooting over the drive wheel, so like this, and you maybe using a little bit of gun depression, then you can see it's bloody hard to pen this thing, especially as Tier 5, where people maybe don't aim so good and these kind of things, and that's what you really need to do with this gun. So if somebody shoots you as a KV-1, you really need to aim, and this is the big weak spot. So you can see here, always aim for this piece in a KV-1. So yeah, that's all about the armor. Let's look at some gameplay. So the first piece of gameplay I'd like to show you is me encountering another KV-1 in my KV-1, and you can see there I am aiming for the weak spot we just looked at, the armor inspector, because that's basically what you want to aim for. And yeah, and then again, pen him, and he is not aiming. He's hit me on the turret, maybe on the side, didn't really see it. But yeah, and that's what you get a lot in this tier. The people don't aim well, and I know where his weak spot is. So as soon as he pokes out, and I'm just side scraping. This is what you need to learn, guys, if you want to play this tank and other tanks effectively. Learn how to side scrape. Just side scraping, and now it's time to push up because he's hiding. Again, see his weak spot. He hits me in the tracks. As you can see, I'm shooting over the track wheel, so I'm angled. And what you need to know is that the tracks show up as massive weak spots on the hit skin, although they are not, but the hit skin doesn't show that. So yeah, so here's a nice game on Fort to Spare. Unfortunately there's no sound. I just to show you this. I'm just peek booming, so 200 alpha is very nice for this tier. So every time I can poke out, I'll deliver 200 alpha. It's accurate enough to hit the turret of other tanks. And just simple, let the gun reload, poke out, 100 alpha, and you see a little bit of angle. He doesn't aim well, and yeah, there's very little they can do. And same here with the Leopard. He has difficulty penning me, so it's just bloody difficult for him. I know the Hetzer wouldn't have any problem penning me, but he's on sideways onto me. So just firing on the reload, and yeah, just eating away their team. This is a very good tank for its tier. And now it's time to push up. See, I'm not going directly at him, always keeping the tank angle. Here again, see, I'm just zigging and zagging so that I'm angled towards them. If they fire at me, I bounce them. And then finally, bang! Teammate takes him out. There's another KV on. There you can see the side. Easy pen. And that's the end of the game. That's basically a 2500-ish damage game that I had. So just for a little bit of gameplay. And now for the last final full game I want to show you is a 4 versus 1 Kolobanov. Very nice game. And yeah, we're starting here at the city side. So I decide to go city. Normally higher tiers I will probably go with the team in the heavy, but in the KV-1 I'm pretty confident at setting up a little side scrape. Now there's nobody here, and as you can see on the minimap, my team found a couple of reds already. So I decided to push up a little bit, see what's there on the other side. So I do push up and don't see anything yet. So my team's found more red tanks, and I'm still faced with nothing. Oh, there's a tank over there. It's another KV-1. Missed a shot. We're already tanked down, so that's not good news for me and my team. Found another red one, so I need to be a little bit careful here to the left. Yep, where's the KV-1? So I'm waiting. He's looking the other way, so easy shot. It's a T-49 there as well. So I'm pulling back, don't want to get shot by the Stug. Now see the T-49 is pushing up. He's got a very high pen gun, but he's got no armor, so I don't really need to aim. Just spread this tank and it's always a pen. Took another shot, so he's a one shot for me. Bang, take him out. So I go around here. KV-1, he's engaged with a teammate, so I can shoot him in the side. As you can see, my teammates are falling rather quickly. They're down. 4 tanks are down. So I need to start doing something. It's the KV-1, so luckily he's taken out by my KV-1 who was with me. And there comes the Stug. One shot into him. Luckily he rams the KV-1 and rams himself to death, but then the T-28 takes him out and it's 4 versus 1. And I'm faced with only one tank spotted, the T-28. T-28's got a very high firing, high penetration gun, so I need to be a little bit careful. Look at how I'm angling the tank. There's the sound, because the early part of this game the sound was taken by teammates. I take out the T-28 and there's a Lux. Somebody shooting in my ass. That's the A-20. He cannot really pen me even on the back, and I'm angling towards the Lux, and now I'm pulling back because there's 2 tanks firing at me. I don't want them to get behind me in a slow tank. So I'm pulling back all the way to the wall. And there's the Leopard. I see that he's going right, so I'm looking there if I can maybe shoot him once he gets spotted. I'm just too late. Hit him right in his frontal plate over there, then angle the tank. He's got a very high penetration gun, but he's got problems penning me frontally, and then he's down. And there's the A-20 left, so I'm about half health. He is almost full health. And the risk here is he runs away and I can't get him. So what I'm doing, I'm pushing up towards the A-20, maybe get a lucky shot, but no, he's clever enough to stay out of my shots. Take a little bit of risk here by pushing through, but I want to get to the cap circle, and I'm turning behind the house here, and unfortunately not still poking out, but rear, so it's a poorly aimed shot. And now I'm in a good position because I'm hull down, he can't pen my turret, and I'm on the cap circle, so it means he has to come to me. Game of patience. If you're in a situation like this, 1 versus 1, just take your time. I mean, got 1 and 2 minutes on the clock. Don't have to rush, and I just have to wait for him to come to me because I'm on the cap circle. And on my way to, there he is, exactly where I was expecting him. I take a shot, he bounces me, because I'm held down, he bounces me again. And now I'm trying to see if I can get a shot because it's a long time, but I decide no, can't do that. So I pull back into the cap circle, just waiting. Now he's probably going to go right. Unfortunately, I push up a little bit too far here, so he proxy spot and he thinks this is not where I need to be. Probably if I would have stayed back a little bit more, he would have poked out and could have cut him, but yep, I can't shoot at him right there, but the cap counter's still running. I expect him to go to the left, so I'm angling my tank to the left again. And now I see he goes around this building. He spots me, but he's also spotted, so he's afraid that I'll shoot him over there. He learned from his earlier mistake. So he waits until the camo resets, and I think, well, he might be behind his boxes. He is. I was very happy with that shot. Blind shot to end the 4 versus 1 Kolobanov. So it's a very interesting match. Lots of bounces, lots and heaps of medals, and a mastery, 2.8k. Yeah, so that's pretty much what this thing can do for you. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for looking at this, and hope to see you again soon on the battlefield. Bye! Yeah.